Let's begin by talking about the basics of why the protection is needed. We all know that chemicals and hazardous materials may have an adverse effect upon your health, but the effect may not show up for years later after repeated or long-term exposure. If you drop something on your foot, you know it right away. If you're exposed to a harmful chemical, you may or may not feel the ill effects for a long time, if ever. Breathing toxic chemicals end up in the lungs. Naturally, the lungs, liver, brain, kidneys, and central nervous system are all potential targets of many chemicals. One of the problems that we all encounter is dust. Dust can be in the forms of nuisance or hazardous dust. They float in the air and can enter your body through breathing, skin absorption, or through eating or drinking the residue created by the dust. Fumes occur during high heat operations such as welding or smelting. Mists are hazards found in operations such as painting or pesticide applications, or any area where liquids are set in motion in the air. Gases are usually produced by some chemical process, such as hydrogen sulfide found in sewers or storm drains. Some of these gases have odors, some do not. Vapors are the products of volatile liquids giving off vapors, such as gasoline, paint, or solvents. Oxygen deficiency is simply a lack of oxygen in the area you are working, such as confined spaces. The employer has the responsibility to determine the hazards of the job and to reduce or eliminate the hazard as much as possible. The employer also provides the respiratory protection program. You have the responsibility to follow your company policies and procedures. The first step in a respiratory protection program is to have an examination by a physician to determine your fitness to wear respiratory protection. Also, if you have a beard or facial hair, you cannot safely wear respiratory protection, as the hair on your face will not allow for a proper fit of the equipment. Training is a very important part of the program. You need to know how to fit, inspect, clean, store, and how to tell when respiratory cartridges need replacing. Proper training can mean the difference between proper protection and the alternative. Okay, let's take a look at some of the types of protection that are available. Disposable masks can also be approved for some hazardous dusts, fumes, and mists. They do not provide protection from vapors, gases, oxygen deficiency, temperature extremes, or even high levels of contaminants. When any respirator becomes clogged with trapped particles, it becomes more difficult to breathe or possibly allows odors to enter the breathing zone. When this occurs, it is time to change the respirator or cartridge. Half-mask respirators are designed to cover your nose, mouth, and chin. They also have replaceable cartridges that filter or trap dusts, mists, and vapors before entering the breathing zone. Each cartridge has a specific purpose for a specific chemical, and some cartridges may protect against several types of hazards. A closer look at the half-mask respirator reveals a rubber or silicone mask with 2 to 3 valves. Check the rubber silicone parts to make sure they're not cracked or otherwise damaged. Check the valves to make sure they're clean, not missing, brittle, or broken. To check the respirator to see if it's functioning properly, perform the negative air test first. Place the palms of your hands or a piece of paper over the cartridge opening. Inhale for 5 or 10 seconds. You should feel the mask pull snugly against your face, indicating a good fit. A positive test is completed by placing a palm over the exhalation opening, exhaling gently. You should feel an increased pressure in the mask, indicating the mask and valve are working properly. Respirators must be kept clean. Dusty or dirty respirators deteriorate rapidly and can cause damage to expensive equipment. Your respirator supplier has a specific set of cleaning requirements, therefore you should take care to follow these instructions. Naturally, report any defects to management for repair or replacement. Never modify your respirator in any manner. Full-face respirators are designed to protect your respiratory system and eyes from contamination. Again, check the cartridge for the hazards they are designed to eliminate. One thing to think about. If you wear prescription glasses, you may need to check with your supervisor on the types of special lenses that may be needed for good vision. Last but not least is the air-supplied respirator's self-contained breathing apparatus. This is the best protection from respiratory hazards and oxygen deficiency as you breathe purified air. There are two types of air-supplied respirators: airline and self-contained breathing apparatus. Airline respirators supply clean air through a special hose attached to a pump or compressed air. Compressed air must be from special compressors or systems where all the contaminants are removed, as well as lubrication oil and fumes, as found on regular air compressors. Well, that's about it. No magic formula, no secrets, just plain old common sense based on experience in using this type of protection. You have information now on which to improve your safety awareness, and the next step is hands-on training and getting used to wearing the equipment. Keep your equipment in serviceable and clean condition, and above all, take time for safety.